Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, empowerment coach, and intuitive astrologer. And I'm here on Monday, September 14th with your weekly Pick a Angel Reading spreads. I do 3 spreads, and what I will do is put the timestamps beneath, and you allow your intuition to guide you as to which spread would be most appropriate for you for the coming week. Basically, I'm just going to explain the spreads now, and that way I can save a little time with each reading. The first position represents the foundational aspect. It's the energy with which you're starting the week off on. The second card position represents the opportunity and or the obstacle. Every obstacle has an inherent opportunity, and every opportunity has an inherent obstacle. The third position will represent the angel's advice for taking advantage of the opportunity or getting around the obstacle. And the final position will represent the energy as you're ending the week. What is the feeling as the week has transpired? Okay. So I'm going to just jump in and start with angel reading number 1. The first angel is Vanessa. The second is Archangel Michael. The third is Rosetta. And the final is Xana. Joining the angel Vanessa is the wind fairy. Joining Archangel Michael is the deer. Joining Rosetta is Merlin. And joining Xana is the Lady of the Lake. For those of you that picked card reading number 1, we're all experiencing 2020, and it is a year like no other. We won't be the same after this year. We won't be the same after the last couple of years has gone by. So for those of you that picked card reading number 1, Vanessa says, are you going to base your decisions on faith or fear? And which brings you closer to your divine life's purpose? And then here is the wind fairy. And the wind fairy will represent thoughts, analysis, the mental process. And where the mental process is where fear lives. So for those of you that picked card reading number 1, you're really going to have to analyze your thought process and how those thoughts, what is the underlying thought? Because in my experience, what I've found is that sometimes I think I'm endeavoring something that I think is an inspired idea, but it's somehow created on the dynamic of foregoing or avoiding a problem in the future, which is really a fear-based idea. And I say that because in your opportunity is the deer, a deer in the headlights. This is really, to me, is representing fear, because Archangel Michael is asking you to have courage. And this is courage in a place where you don't have any information or experiences to base that courage on. And that's what courage is. Courage and bravery are standing in the unknown and yet moving forward with your intention. And I want to say it this way. I don't think this is about physically moving forward. In the angel's advice, I have Rosetta, which talks about parenting, teaching, and guiding children. And then I have Merlin. But in this position, it feels more like taking a childlike innocence, excitement. Children don't know they can't be superheroes. They don't know that their dreams won't come true. And so in some ways, the people that picked card reading number 1 are going to have to go between the adult analysis and responsibilities and obligations and the childlike dynamic that says, wait, there's something bigger at hand. God, the angel's watching over me to help me find that place that really makes my heart sing. Because the idea of playtime and the idea of childhood fantasy, it's meant in many ways to move into our divine life's purpose and bring us into our adulthood. And I say that because so often when we pick our jobs, we pick our dynamics for how do we want to move forward, we do it based on a financial dynamic. How will I pay my bills? How will I drive that car I want? So this is a shift from what you think you want in a material way to how your passions can support your material dynamic. Because in the final position, we have Xana, the angel of protection, and then we have the Lady of the Lake joining Archangel Michael and asking you to have courage, asking you to have the courage to go into the place of really looking. This is about absolute truth, the Lady of the Lake. She's about self-respect and responsibility. And I want to go back to Vanessa and the Wind Fairy, because the analysis really comes into, as I step into a faithful place and then muse and think about what that faith means and how it plays out and how it feels. The spirit can start putting dynamics and experiences into your world that will support that. All right, going on to card reading number 2, angel reading number 2. I'm gonna give it a good shuffle. All right, angel reading number 2. The first angel is Chantal. The second is Xana. The third is Layla. And the final is Sonia. Chantal is the angel of romance. She talks about a new romance coming in, an imminent romance, or the resurgence of love within your life, within an existing relationship. And your job is to be open to giving and receiving love. Chantal is being joined by the love card. Xana is being joined by the joy card. Layla is being joined by the Lady of the Lake. And Sonia is being joined by the bee. So for those of you that picked card reading number 2, it's very clear that romance is on the docket for this week, whether it be physical romance or the initiation of ideas to support romance and love within your life. I believe if I remember correctly, Venus, the planet of love and of money and of personal pleasure, of art, of beauty, is in Leo. And Leo represents romance. So I really want to offer you the idea of being open to giving and receiving love. And in some ways, this is about allowing your history in love to be recalibrated versus bracing for somebody to even perpetrate their old habits, or to or for a new person, for you to be fearful that you will attract the same type of person that was distasteful to you before. Because in the opportunity or the obstacle is Xana, the angel of protection, and there's the joy card. And this is really about enjoying the situation, enjoying the musing of a relationship coming into your life, enjoying the idea that your relationship can be renewed. Because in the angel's advice, it's about having courage and absolute truth to take responsibility for whatever your participation is within the dynamic. And that will be best served by going to God and the angels and asking them to help you have perspective to grab onto the joy. Because this is, again, your opportunity and or your obstacle. And if your mind is focused in on what has been, it cannot experience that joy. Because in the final position, for those of you that picked angel reading number 2, we have the bee card, which represents good luck, victory. And then we have Sonia, your guides. And they're really asking you about your being energy. In order to be victorious in love, what is your attitude? What is your disposition? What is your story in love? And are you in some way operating on that as best as you can to give yourself a clean slate? You're never going to erase where you've been. You're never going to eliminate it, but you can make it work for you as you trust that everything that didn't work was leading you to what will work, or was contracted to work in your soul's contract. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 3. Give it a good shuffle between readings to make sure that we have plenty of opportunity for the angels to mix it up. All right. Our first angel for card reading number 3 is Oceana. The second is Vanessa. The third is Indriel. And the final is Xana. I must say, for those of you that picked card reading number 3, Xana has come out with each and every reading. So the angels are here close by, protecting us and wanting us to feel safe during these very troubling times. It's hard to feel safe when the world is burning around you, when the weather is crazy, people are angry. So Oceana is being joined by the Love card. Also came out for reading number 2 in the same position. Vanessa is being joined by the Burden card. The Indriel is being joined by the Wealth card, and Xana is being joined by the King. For those of you that picked card reading number 3, Oceana talks about lovingly asserting yourself, that you're in touch with the truth of your heart, and now it's time to really allow that to be birthed into the material experience. And the truth of your heart is love. And I don't necessarily think this is just intimate love. It feels like what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And those of you that picked card reading number 3, you can now be an instrument of that love. And it may not be easy because Vanessa is saying, are you going to choose faith or fear as you take your actions and you move towards the things you want? And there's the Burden card. And this is a very troubling time, especially if you are directly affected by the events that are going on within this world. You know, you could be affected by the fires, you could be affected by the hurricanes, you could be affected by the political dynamic. Because in the angel's advice, Spirit is asking you to connect to the light worker within you, the inner light, because that is where your harmonious wealth will come. That is how you will shore your faith in the divine wisdom of this disruptive time that started in 2018, really got kind of ramped up in 2019, and it has blown up in 2020 because justice is on its way. The King here is not necessarily representing a male energy right now. It represents things pertaining to the law, to justice, to fairness, to karma, and there's Xana, the angel of protection. So as you walk through your week and you lovingly assert yourself to what your version of love is, even if it's just being kind enough to smile underneath your mask, or to give someone the benefit of the doubt rather than going straight to that place where they've irritated you repeatedly. So that's what I want to say for this week, September 14th, 2020. Again, my name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, intuitive guide, and empowerment coach. I'm an intuitive astrologer as well. So I want to thank you. If you'd like to get a personal reading with me, my information is below. I am available and seeing clients. Thank you so much. I'll be back next week. Bye-bye.